is the United States based on Mars?
On the moon.
I have dreaded that question for years. I have hesitated to speak out about what I've learned because of the sensitivity of this subject. I will tell you this. The United States has a separate space program, totally separate from NASA. We've had this separate space program now for over 30 years. It's under the command and auspices of what they call the Aerospace Command. The military have been launching craft from a variety of different places in the United States for years and years. They launch out of Vandenberg Air Force Base. They launch out of Site 51 in Nevada and Groom Lake. They launch out of a site in Utah. And they launch out of an American alien joint base on Kwajalein Atoll in the Pacific Islands. The American people have been literally taken to the cleaners, if you'll pardon the term. Trillions of dollars have been stolen from the American taxpayer that have totally disappeared. To give you an example, in the years 1998, 99, and 2000, $1.7 trillion a year disappeared from the Department of Defense accountability. And when this information was delivered to Congress, I would have thought, most of my friends would have thought, there would have been an outrage, a complaint, a demand to know the answer to this. Where in the world did all this money go? Well, this money has been going into this separate space program. We have technology, capabilities far beyond what the average human being would imagine. Yes, we are in space. Yes, we are on the moon, and God help us, yes, we have gone to Mars. Give you another example of the outrage and the crime that has been committed against the American people. In the year 2001, the day before 9/11, are you all familiar with the Twin Towers destruction? The day before that event took place, the Secretary of Defense made an announcement publicly that we seem to have misplaced and lost $3 trillion.
That's correct.
In addition to the 1.7 per year for the 3 previous years. But there was no outrage in Congress. It didn't appear in the American media. But congressional representatives who are supposed to represent the average American did not declare complaint and outrage. The whole thing was forgotten because of the Holocaust, the heartbreak, the disaster of 9/11. But the very day before, the Secretary of Defense announced $3 trillion was missing. Now, this is the money that goes into the support of this separate space program that we have been running now for years. I will close by giving you just as a small example. A brilliant American aerospace engineer by the name of Ben Rich, who ran a research organization in California called the Skunk Works. It was an incredibly advanced aerospace technology from one of our top aerospace organizations. Ben retired a number of years ago, and during his retirement speech, he said, "Hey, I got a surprise for you. We can take E.T. home." Now, this was about the same time the movie E.T. was appearing throughout the country. We have the ability to take E.T. home. And everybody looked at him and said, "My God, Ben, what are you talking about?" He went up to the black chalk, he wrote, unfunded opportunities. And everybody looked at each other and said, what the hell is he talking about? Unfunded opportunities. Ben went over to the board again and he circled UFO. And then he left the stage. So, some of them have been trying to tell us what they can do. Some of us have been trying to give us some indication of what is taking place. But yes, the American space program, the one that the American people know nothing about, does have an installation on the moon alongside alien facilities, and we do now have a small facility on Mars alongside Martian capabilities. This is part of the scandal that I was referring to you before that causes me and others like me to have such outrage that the American people who they're good people, they're damn good, hard-working people, and they have for years bled and given everything they had to this program, this country, this constitutional system, and they've been lied to so repeatedly that I must tell you I am fearful that the American mass public is reaching a point where they may not decide to take this anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, I am fearful to tell you they are buying guns and they are stockpiling ammunition. I live in the Southwest, and it's going on, and these people are so angry, and so angry at their government for all the lies that I'm fearful that an event may occur where we will have another American revolution. And I fear that because there will be blood in the streets. And I've been through 2 wars and I don't want to see another one. But the American people deserve better than what they've been getting from their government. This economic slump that you're all aware of, which is worldwide. Millions of American working people have lost their jobs. They're losing their homes. And there's a point where they will not take any more. And that worries